This afternoon, the man responsible for a drive-by shooting has been identified.
And how this 12-year-old's art is so impressive that it's being taken to a new level, literally. Coming up on Murrow News 8.
Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Abby Davis.
And I'm Riley Fitzgerald. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
And before we get started, live right now on our Twitter page at Murrow News 8 is a poll for you to take part in.
Go vote on your favorite part of the Super Bowl, and at the end of the show, we'll be talking about the results.
On to our local news coverage. It seems like COVID cases are falling in Whitman County. Looking at the graph on your screen, you can see that downward trajectory. Whitman County Public Health has confirmed 24 new cases as of yesterday, bringing our county total to 9,036.
Whitman County is offering additional COVID-19 recovery grants to local businesses. Business owners in the county have received more than $500,000 altogether. The county is planning to award these grants by the end of March. Awards range from $5,000 to $20,000. Eligible businesses must have 250 employees or less and have until March 1st to apply.
Governor Jay Inslee announced on Wednesday that he is lifting the outdoor mask mandate next Friday, hinting at some major changes happening at the state level regarding COVID-19. I spoke with some WSU professionals about the differences between living with the virus and getting rid of it. Some people are starting to tire of stringent COVID-19 mitigation efforts like mask mandates.
If we're going to get it, there's already different ways we're going to get it other than wearing masks.
I would like for life to be able to get back to really what it was before.
In some parts of the world, these efforts are starting to lessen as COVID-19 slowly shifts from a pandemic to an endemic. Regents Professor of Pathology and Infectious Diseases Guy Palmer says an endemic is a societal decision indicating we are no longer in a state of emergency, and that some countries have differing opinions. However, Palmer says this is not the case for most countries. School for Global Health Regents Professor Doug Call says there are certain similarities between this pandemic and the influenza pandemic of 1918. Palmer says this transition from pandemic to endemic will most likely continue unless a new strain emerges that is more serious than the Omicron variant.
A 26-year-old Pullman man who prosecutors say shot at a Colfax family on December 22nd is scheduled to appear in court today. According to court documents, Jamila Fields is facing an additional charge of kidnapping after prosecutors say they learned the driver of the vehicle during the night of the shooting was not a willing participant. According to Pullman Radio News, the 24-year-old driver, Janine Ludwig, had her charges dropped while Fields remains in the Whitman County Jail in Colfax.
According to Pullman Radio, the Moscow Volunteer Fire Department is off to a busy start. In January alone, Moscow volunteers responded to 259 calls. 209 of them were for emergency medical services, 3 for fire calls, and 47 for other undisclosed reasons. Chief Brian Nickerson compared this busy new year to previous years.
We ended up with 2,822 calls for the year of 2021, which is right about a 15 to 20% increase from the previous 6 years. So this year we're starting off roughly where we were this past year, right around 8. We're averaging about 8 calls a day, give or take. Last year we ended up at 8.3 calls per day. So we're on track with where we were last year, but last year was our busiest year so far.
According to the Daily Evergreen, Pullman Transit is looking into changing its mobile app because the current one is no longer meeting the service's needs. Transit Operations Supervisor Brad Rader says the app they currently use, Synchromatics, has been difficult for WSU students and other residents to navigate. In addition to this possible app change, the transit is looking to add more bus routes for students.
The City of Moscow Arts Department is searching for three-dimensional art pieces. These pieces will be displayed for 1 year at the Intermodal Transit Center Sculpture Garden. The project timeline is on your screen right now, and proposals are accepted through April 15th. Each selected piece will be installed May 20th through 23rd. Artists will also receive $500.
According to the Moscow Pullman Daily News, a recovery center in Latah County is one of 9 centers in all of Idaho helping addicts. The Latah Recovery Center offers peer mentorship services, connections to anonymous support groups, and harm reduction. The recovery center helps about 700 client contacts per month, and the center heavily relies on volunteers and peer recovery coaches.
The Palouse River Community Center in Princeton, Idaho is hosting a Valentine's Dinner fundraiser tomorrow night from 5 to 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale at Blackbird, at the Depot, PS Espresso, and Tammy's Hair Studio. If purchased beforehand, tickets cost $15 for adults and $10 for children ages 6 to 12. The money raised will go toward various activities held at the community center. Dinner is available for dine-in or takeout.
With Valentine's Day coming on Monday, this campus creamery is bringing back one of their seasonal flavors. I went to Ferdinand's to get a scoop. I mean, the scoop, the story, not the ice cream.
Ferdinand's Creamery, one of the staples of Washington State University. Creating new, interesting, and tasty flavors is a long process, especially when it comes to cheese making.
You had to let it age for a couple months, so things like that take quite a while because cheese has to age before you get the right flavor to it.
Ferdinand's Creamery at WSU drops a spring or fall seasonal cheese just about every year. John Haugen, the creamery manager, says that Ferdinand's only does 1 batch of their seasonal cheese per year, which means it's very limited.
It's called red pepper garlic.
This is red pepper garlic's 3rd year as a seasonal spring flavor. He says it's creamy with some kick and a savory garlic finish. Food science students are in the dairy production kitchen Monday through Thursday making hundreds of cans of Cougar Gold and Viking cheese every day. Those students made 191,000 cans of Cougar Gold alone in 2021, according to Haugen, and yet they still run out during the holidays because of how popular the cheese is. They say they're aiming to make 300,000 cans of cheese per year, including Cougar Gold and Viking cheese. The process for making red pepper garlic along with the other Viking flavors doesn't take as long as Cougar Gold, which sits for 1 full year before it's put out for sale.
The Viking cheese is designed to be more like a Jack-style cheese. It's milder and a softer cheese, and so it doesn't need to age as long to get to the flavor that we're looking for.
Red pepper garlic is dropping just in time for Valentine's Day. John Haugen told me they only made 800 cans for this season. You can order online, over the phone, or you can walk right into the building located on the WSU Pullman campus.
Haugen says that they don't know what their next flavor will be yet, but they've been experimenting with some interesting flavors. Cheese making may be a slow process, but if the numbers tell you anything, the cheese is worth it. In Pullman, I'm Riley Fitzgerald, Murrow, News 8.
I may have to go get a can to try for myself. And speaking of food, lovers of chicken sandwiches rejoice. Chick-fil-A at the University of Idaho reopens on Monday. The restaurant closed last summer because of staffing shortages. The U of I Chick-fil-A is located in the Idaho Student Union Building food court.
News artwork from 12-year-old Ava Wells is going to space. Wells, who is from Moscow, is part of NFTs to Space, a program created to send digital artwork beyond our world. This particular image going to the International Space Station features a character she started drawing in 4th grade called Clara Mouse. Wells sells her artwork as a non-fungible token, or NFT.
Coming up, how the Boy Scouts are celebrating longevity and some changes they've made along the way.
And find out how an online puzzle is credited with saving a woman's life. Next.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? Good job, Riley.
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin! Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
According to the Moscow Pullman Daily News, House lawmakers approved a $20 increase in grocery tax credit yesterday, despite backlash. This means grocery tax credit for Idaho residents will eventually raise from $100 to $120, and from $120 to $140 for those 65 and older. The increase doesn't take place until 2023 and won't show up on tax returns until 2024. Some are claiming that $20 isn't enough.
If you live in Moscow, the Chamber of Commerce is hosting a Zoom discussion with District 5 legislators tomorrow at 9 a.m. Attendees will hear from Representatives Caroline Nilsson and Brandon Mitchell, as well as Senator David Nelson. This event is part of a 4-part series, with the last talk happening on March 12th.
Moscow Mayor Art Betke is now in his second month in office, and although he is new to the role, he is by no means a stranger to city leadership positions. According to Moscow Pullman Daily News, Betke previously served on the city council for 8 years and was on the city's Planning and Zoning Commission for 10 years before that. Betke says a priority for this year is getting a climate change program initiated.
Pullman Boy Scout troops are celebrating 112 years of Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts was founded on February 8, 1910. Over the years, the Boy Scouts have experienced a lot of changes, including allowing girls to join the scouting program in 2019. Boy Scouts celebrated their birthday this past Tuesday.
WSU researchers in the College of Veterinary Medicine have made a new test for a rare genetic mutation in cats that could affect how they react to medicine. Murrow News 8 reporter Jackie Smith has more on what this mutation is and how to find out if your cat or dog has it.
The MDR1 gene, also known as the multi-drug sensitivity gene, was originally found in dogs in 2001, but has since been discovered in cats by WSU Regents professor Katrina Maley.
We looked at the same gene, and we sequenced that gene there was an affected litter, so some of the cats in the litter developed toxicity at the same dose, and other cats didn't.
This MDR1 gene can cause cats and dogs to have adverse reactions such as tremors, blindness, lack of muscle control, or even death to common medicines used in things such as spaying and neutering or chemotherapy. After Maley and her team discovered the MDR1 gene in dogs, the Veterinary Poison Center began to experience cats facing problems after receiving certain medications.
And we discovered a mutation in the cats that developed the toxicity that wasn't there in the cats that did not develop the neurologic toxicity.
The gene has only been discovered in about 4% of cats, but it appears to be widespread after one of Maley's colleagues in Germany found the mutation in a cat there. Even though this gene is in about 4% of cats, Maley hasn't yet found any specific breeds that this impacts. This is unlike in dogs, where they were able to identify the gene most frequently found in herding breeds. Because this mutation isn't specified to a single breed, Maley recommends that all cats get tested. You have two options. You can pack them up and bring them into the vet for a quick blood draw, or you can just simply do a little at-home cheek swab. All that's needed for the test is a bit of DNA. After the DNA is collected through either a blood draw or cheek swab, Those results are sent in, tested, and pet owners get emailed their results. The test through WSU is $60, and Maley said it's very important to get your pet tested sooner rather than later because there are so many drugs that could trigger this gene.
So we say, test your dog or cat before it's an emergency, right? So that you know what dose of chemo to give them, or you know what drugs not to give them.
Reporting in Pullman, I'm Jackie Smith, Murrow News 8.
The University of Idaho's WWAMI Medical Education Program received a big fund this week, $50,000, courtesy of the Northwest Specialty Hospital in Post Falls. According to the Moscow Pullman Daily News, the funds were used to set up a scholarship endowment and an educational health resource working to treat complex chronic diseases. The remainder was awarded to 2 Idaho WWAMI students.
According to The Guardian, the popular online puzzle Wordle has been credited with saving the life of an 80-year-old woman. Retired teacher Denise Holt found herself locked in the basement in her home in Illinois after a knife-wielding intruder broke in. One of Denise's daughters noticed her mom did not text her Wordle score at the typical time. Her daughter then enlisted the help of a neighbor who called the police. Police arrested a 32-year-old man in an upstairs bedroom who was allegedly experiencing a mental health crisis. Up next, Colby will let us know if this clear skies trend will continue or if we should prepare for something worse in the upcoming days.
I'm certainly hoping that we're not going to be getting any more rain or snow, but we'll find out the answers next on Murrow News 8.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi. Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those 2 girls. Oh, yeah?
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
I heard
that. I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
The sun has been out all week, and I, for one, am loving it. Now let's see if it stays that way. Colby, what's it looking like this week?
That is absolutely right, Abby, and it's looking like the sun is actually going to be here to stay for at least a little while longer. So without further ado, let's get into it. For today's forecast, we're sitting at around 49 degrees. Now, the Dismore sign said 48 degrees coming up here, but, you know, to each their own. We're going to have a little lower temperatures tonight at 28 degrees, so keep that jacket around. Sunset, and all those sunset enthusiasts out there, the sun will be setting at 5:08 p.m. tonight. Now, we've had a lot of beautiful Palouse sunsets lately, so I wouldn't want to miss this one either. And that leads us into tomorrow's forecast. There it is. So we're it's still sunny, a little chillier though. It's 46 degrees with a low of 28. We are going to have a sunrise at 6:57 for all you early birds out there, and sunset at 5:09. Now let's take a look at the state map. There it is. So we're going to start at the west side of the mountains here real quick. Olympia and Seattle sitting pretty at 52 and 51 degrees with lows of 37 and 35. You know, That's the kind of weather I like. That's like Coug patio weather right there. Now we're going to travel back to the east side of the mountains where we are. Like I said, down here, Pullman is sitting at 49 degrees. However, if we move up north to our northern neighbors, there's Spokane, 45 degrees, a little chillier than we are, and with a low of 23 tonight. Now, the more central we move across the state, the warmer we get. Tri-Cities is going to be at 50 degrees and a low of 30 degrees tonight. And then Yakima is sitting warmer than all of us right now, 51 degrees and 28 degrees. Sorry, having a little trouble with the board there, trying to navigate. However, let's get into the 5-day forecast for you. There it is, Saturday. Like I said, it's going to be 46 degrees with a low of 28. And we are going to have a sunny Super Bowl Sunday, 49 degrees high, 35 degrees low. Go Bengals. Now, Monday is when we start seeing rain in the forecast, excuse me. It's going to be a 40% chance of rain, not going to be too cold, maybe nice for a light rain jog if you are into that. 46 degree highs, 33 degree low. Tuesday, the sun comes back with 43 degree highs, 30 degree low. And Wednesday, we're going to see more sun with 44 degree highs and 29 degrees low. We have gotten really lucky for this time of year with all this sun going on. I'm going to toss it back to Riley and Abby at the desk. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Colby. You know, I am pretty stoked about this good weather, minus the rain on Monday. I'm not a big snow person. I don't know how you feel, Riley.
I'm just looking forward to this nice weather weekend because even though I might not leave my house, we'll see. and let's cut on.
Yeah, and just a reminder that our Super Bowl Twitter poll is live right now, so be sure to go and fill that up before we discuss the results later. Next, find out about an NBA draft or trade deadline that shocked the league.
And we will see who our sports anchor Drew is picking for Super Bowl.
He was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
I'm Drew Ambergy, and this is sports. WSU men's basketball had possibly their most important matchup in a decade last night when the number 4 Arizona Wildcats came to town. The Cougs hung tough and kept the game fairly close in the first half despite a long scoring drought and went into the break down 13. In the second half, the Cougs cut the lead to 4 before the size and skill of Arizona eventually was just too much. The Cougs fell to the Cats 72-60. Beasley was rocking, and the lower bowl was sold out for the first time since the Clay game 2 years ago. Is he reading it? All right. WSU is back at it tomorrow at 7 against Arizona State. Football's holy grail is this Sunday as the Bengals and Rams meet in Los Angeles for Super Bowl 56. The Rams come in as a 4-point favorite. Can the Cinderella run continue for Joe Burrow and Cincinnati, or will the star-studded Rams, led by Matt Stafford, do what many of them expected to? I can't wait to find out 3:30 on Sunday. I always like an underdog, so I am going to be taking Joe Burrow and the Bengals. The NBA trade deadline was yesterday at noon Pacific time, and we saw some blockbuster trades that shook up the league. Of course, the headliner in the Brooklyn and Philly trade that saw James Harden get traded for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and DeAndre Jordan. The Kings also traded young star Tyrese Halliburton to the Pacers for Domantas Sabonis, which confused a lot of people. This certainly figures to shake up things for the year and years to come. The Winter Olympics continue in China, and Team USA is currently in 6th in the medal count. The Games have received some criticism for having to use fake snow. Some top athletes have failed to qualify and gotten hurt due to the conditions. Regardless, it's still fun to watch the athletes compete and see people like Shaun White give it one last run. WSU Track and Field has a meet today. The Cougs are down in the Don Kirby Elite Invitational in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Last meet, 3 athletes hit top 10 marks in the program. Congrats to them and good luck to all athletes competing today.
Thanks, Drew. The game was pretty special. And coming up, we asked and you voted on Twitter for your favorite part of the Super Bowl.
See the results after the break.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those 2 girls.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know, I heard.
Through that.
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
All right, well, results for the Twitter poll are in, and it looks like your guys' favorite part of the game, for the most part at 71%, is the actual football game. And in not so close second, we have the commercials. And then in last place is actually the food. And Riley, you know, the food might be my favorite part, so that was a little bit of a surprise for me.
I definitely agree. My grandpa loves to throw Super Bowl parties, and they always have the best food. My favorite part actually might be the trailers and the TV stuff, the commercials. I'm excited. We possibly are going to see the Doctor Strange trailer come out.